Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Who is Who? Special edition today from Swanage, Dorset. And we are looking for a very special celebrity. Now let's see if we can find him somewhere here. I'm talking about this famous actor, stand-up comedian, cosmopolitan, literary criticist, poet, politician, and sales manager. And I do wonder if we might find him walking up this very road. There he is. What a coincidence.
Comics, you know. Kids remember the comics they read. I still read comics now. Of course I do. 2000, I used to read 2000 AD. Didn't you?
Do you know Dennis?
Well, of course I know Dennis. Who doesn't know Dennis? Yes, I know Dennis.
I do know Dennis, and the first time I saw Dennis was probably walking along the street in bare feet and shorts in the middle of winter, and thinking that was strange.
He's completely different to everybody else.
My lucky number is actually, when I was in the Cohen with the Witches, I was number 13. And say that, a Scottish play. My lucky number was 13. You should never mention the Scottish play. I told you not to mention the Scottish play. Never mention the Scottish play. Nobody mentions the Scottish play. You're risking your life, mate, trouble, mate, with that coming out with that one.
How long have I known Dennis? For my sins, maybe 40, 45 years. And the first time I saw him, I just come back from Australia, and we were in a children's camp. He was a volunteer in a children's youth organisation.
Do you know Dennis?
I do know Dennis. I've known Dennis for as long as I've lived in Swanage, which is 10 years. He's a local character, and I think everyone in Swanage knows Dennis.
Do you know Dennis? Of course I know Dennis. What do you think of him? Well, there's so much to say.
The muse. Has the muse deserted me?
He then moved up to sunny Thornton Heath with us, and he helped. We actually managed a charity bookshop. When he was about to move in, realised we didn't have a bed for him. All we had was a dozen beer crates and an old door, and so just as a temporary idea, put those underneath the stairs in the hallway, 12 crates and the door on top, and that became his temporary bed, which he really liked. That's again 40 odd years ago, and it stayed the same for the next 10 years, so I think he was probably 20 years ahead of Harry Potter there, so living underneath the stairs.
He comes in quite often. Very knowledgeable about his books. Orders lots of more unusual titles, really.
Yeah, Dennis is a real character. He's a character on his own, and he's just so eccentric in many ways, but he's a well-read man, very clever man. Great fun.
Yes, that's Aberdeen. You can see bits and pieces there. That's early stuff, quite early. It's about working fine on the Aberdonian front. Just the two small snaps there. They don't tell you much, but it gives you some idea of history with the other picks in that perspective.
I work with Dennis 2.5 days a week, which is absolutely marvellous, full of laughter.
If you were on a desert island, would you prefer to have all the books of Edgar Allan Poe or of James Joyce with you?
Cool, that's a tough one. Joyce? Well, I wouldn't mind taking the Joyce with me because it takes a long time to get through Ulysses, and by the time I finished it, the rescue ship should have arrived.
And he's also incredibly knowledgeable. I acted with him in a play about Alice in Wonderland, and he knows a lot. He's very, very well read. Yeah, an incredible character, well known in Swanage.
It was brilliant. And the slidey toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. On Nimsey were the borrow groves and the morass out grabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son.
He's an absolute genius. He has a mind which we would call his protean. He has a protean mind. I think he writes books under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. Not many people know that. You heard it first here.
Blimey. I'd go for a dinner with James Joyce. Of course, Edgar Allan Poe was dirt poor, yeah? And he was drunk all the blooming time, and he'd be very poor company. Joyce would be more urbane, and his conversation would be more civilised, I think.
We were up in Soho last year, and for Dennis he was dressed as he normally dresses, but countless people came up and wanted to have their picture taken with him. Crossing the bridge at Waterloo, scared of heights, even though he's been up in a glider, which is really strange, and he had to walk down the middle on a white line of the bridge, and everybody thought he was a performance artist, and in some ways he definitely is a performance artist.
Let's see if he's in here.
Sure, monsieur. Enchanté, it's good to see you.
Dennis is a wonderful local character. Quirky at first, but fantastic once you get to know him and you actually listen to what he's saying. He has a lot of knowledge.
He's a lovely man, a very bright character, and I think I'll probably see him more than I see my parents, to be completely honest with you. Yeah.
At the top of the world's a big hole, yeah? And the bottom of the world's a big hole. Now scientists say it ain't there, but we know this to be so. And if you watch, you fall into a scoring right down. No, I don't think I'd go to either. I would go off on an expedition to find the East Pole and the West Pole, which haven't been discovered yet.
Well, he's a hell of a character. He's part of Swanage, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just a really, really good old chap, actually. I don't mean old, because we do know that he is a vampire, and he is 200 years old, but we don't really sort of let the general public know that, because they may be frightened to actually come in and see him.
Now, being a vegan, you see, it means I'm a little biased on that. Drinking blood? Well, no, it don't appeal to me. It's, yuck, actually.
Dennis has always liked animals, absolutely loves dogs and cats. I think he may, in fact, like animals more than he likes people.
A horse, my kingdom for a horse.
Yes. Yes, he had a rat, he had a couple of weasels and a ferret, and in the charity shop, a lady was in the changing room, and she started saying, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" And Dennis insisted, "Don't worry, he won't hurt you. He won't hurt you." Next minute, she came flying out of the changing room with the ferret, with his teeth firmly implanted in her big toe, screaming. I could see the blood. And Dennis was still insisting, he won't hurt you, he won't hurt you.
Politics.
Well, I think an excellent thing would be to, speaking personally, would be a general strike to bring down the Tories, the present government, which is certainly no one's friend. They eat the bark of trees, you see, and we eat the barks of the trees and the trees die. And also
he's got an encyclopedic knowledge of film and music and literature. We constantly have conversations about silent films he likes particularly, and
he
literature.
likes to tell you about all sorts of things from the past, and he likes to walk around in bare feet.
I do. Yeah, I first met Dennis when I used to work at the old Hayman's Cafe down the road, and he would always come in the morning for an Americano. I'd love the conversations with him because he always had something quirky to say, and very intelligent.
Oh, for a minute, when she come back, the baby had gone. Well, the mother, she cried, "Oh, where is my baby?" The angel replied, "Your baby has gone down the plug hole. Your baby has gone down the plug. The poor little thing was so skinny and thin, it should have been bathed in a jug. Your baby is perfectly happy, 'cause he won't want to bath anymore. Your baby has gone down the plug. Oh, not lost, just gone before." Thank you.
Goodness. I mean, anyone who's met Dennis is not likely to forget in any time soon.
Oh, to be or not to be, that is the question. Stand over the hat and go. Sorry, where's my hat and go in? See? That's it, now that's it then.